Hello, everyone. Hope you all doing well today. This is Bridget, Miss B's Corner. Thanks for stopping by once again. Today's video, I'm going to talk about Social Security. Someone in my comments asked me to just talk a little more about Social Security. So I have two, well, at least one video on Social Security. Some of the things that I did find out, and what I'll do is I'll go through some of that as well as one or two other things that I've learned after researching Social Security. So, just to start out now, as I'm trying to do with every video, who has decided that they want to do a YouTube, and have you started recording any videos? Let me know in the comments if you have, and if you've started recording videos. As you can see from me, I'm sometimes all over the place. I have an idea of where I want to go in the videos, and then sometimes I don't. And when I turn on the camera, I just go. So just do you on your videos. If you decide to start a YouTube channel, just do you. That's all I say. But I just encourage everyone to do you. YouTube is pushing out your videos. They're pushing them out. They're putting them out in the algorithm to try to get views. A lot of you are finding my videos because they're being pushed out into the algorithm. And I'm doing Social Security again because it is a very hot topic, and it will get pushed out and it will get views. And then that way, people will see the other the videos that I have in relation to this subject. Okay, so let's get into it. First and foremost, if you're close to retirement age, now retirement age is from 62 forward. So if you're 62 years old, you can start collecting your Social Security, your retirement benefits at age 62. And it's up to you. There's what do they have? They have a scale that you can go from 62 through the latest. They try to tell you to at least start by 70 to get your retirement benefits. And it just depends on you and when you want to get them. Of course, if you start at 62, you're not going to get as much of a benefit as you would if you even started at 70. Of course, at 70, you max out. I'm going to say that word, and I don't know if it's all the way true, but you kind of get the maximum amount that you could get at 70. So it's up to you to when you would like to do it, but 62 is the age. Now, when you decide that it is time for you to retire and time to start collecting your benefits, one thing I will say is right now, in our current climate, I say kind of make your decision and put in that application at least 6 months prior to your wanting to start your benefits. And the reason I say that is because it took me in just the normal climate, it took me 3 months for mine to be approved. I applied in October and they weren't approved until February of this year, October 2024 to February of this year. My goal was to have it in January. So it took a little while, and I think that's because the Social Security department is understaffed. And of course, they will, with the climate again, they will be understaffed even more. So I say, do this ahead of time. So if you want to retire 6 months from now, go ahead and start putting that application in. They do have I say two ways that you can do it. You can go online to ssa.gov, and create an account, a Social Security account. Make sure that your earnings are in there correctly from all the years that you've worked since the first time you really held a job. Make sure all of your earnings are in there, because that's how they calculate your benefit amount, based on your earnings. And of course, it's calculated based on that's how you also earn your benefits, based on your work history. Now that one is a little complicated. I didn't write it down. I said I was going to read it, but I didn't copy it to read it, I don't think. But also just make sure that you verify that. You can go online. When you go online and create your account, you can either set up an appointment with the Social Security Department, and so that someone can help you go through the process and answer your questions right there. Or you can just fill out the application if you think you've done enough research and that your situation isn't complicated. I'd say, sometimes if it's not a complicated situation, like me, I'm single, I don't have anyone else's benefits or anything that I can claim. So it was just me. I was just able to go online and just fill out the form and, just go through the process. With someone else, if you have other situations, it's best to talk to someone so that they can tell you the best route to take. Now, and I say that because there are several different types of Social Security. So there is the retirement benefit, that's the 62 years and older, and those are for people who are getting ready to retire. There's also SSI, which is supplemental Social Security, and I think it says it's basically 62 years of older also, but it's a supplement to your retirement Social Security. And see, I don't understand all that, so that's why I said, like, you would really have to talk to someone, because I don't understand every little nuance. I'm just going from my experience and what I'm looking at. And also there's the SSDI, which is the Social Security. It's for disabled. It's a disabled benefits. It's for disabled people, and I think the SSI is also for disabled people as well. So with those things, you really need to speak to someone. There's also a survivor's benefit, where if your spouse passes away, you are entitled to get to file under their benefits. If you have children under 18 and your spouse passes away, they're entitled to file under those benefits. There's also, and I'm looking at my paper, that's why I keep looking down. In that spouse's benefits, if you were married to someone for at least 10 years or more, and you can also, once they reach that retirement age of 62, or take that back. Once you reach the retirement age of 62, you can go and file under their benefits. So that's the 10 years. That's the divorced spouse, and you could not have remarried. If you've remarried, then you're not eligible to go under the divorced spouse, because why would they pay you? Because you got to divorce someone, but then you're married to a new person, so that's not going to work. But like I said, those are things that I would really say, if you have those type of situations, the best thing for you to do is make an appointment with the Social Security Department and go and speak to someone, because they can direct you. And then there's so many other twists and turns in it that is like, I don't know. It's like, I'm not the expert. But you do know that, of course, the basic benefit, you have to have 40, what they call credits, working credits, in order to claim Social Security. So you have to have worked, I think it's like, it equals out to like 20 years in your adult life. You have to have worked a full 20 years in order to even be eligible for the regular Social Security benefits, but you can qualify for maybe SSI or SSDI without having that 40 years based on your that 20 years based on your situation. So if you're disabled or blind or something like that, then there's special circumstances surrounding that. Trying to see what else I put on my little list. And just as a footnote for, the talk is today, a lot of the stuff that's going around today saying that Social Security is going to be, they're going to take it away, they're going to stop it, and all those things. I think we should just step back for a moment and just think about it, because they're not going to take away of the basic benefits. Now, from what I understand, there will be a decrease in the amount that you received starting in 2034, if Congress doesn't do anything to offset that shortfall. But I think that we need to just be careful with that. Now, that's your regular retirement benefits. But with the SSDI and the SSI, there is a possibility that those rules will change, and they will be more strict and not as lenient, if I could say that, on how you get the benefits. I understand that in years past, people would get Social Security for a lot of different things. Just my experience, as an adult, I found out, okay, so I moved into Chicago. I was married, I moved to Chicago, met my ex, and moved to Chicago. I came across a lot of people who, and my thing, I felt like they were able-bodied men and women, but they were getting a Social Security check. I didn't know that you could do that. I was like, they give checks for that and they give checks for that. They were giving checks for a lot of different things that I didn't think you could do, but you could do it at one time. And they've since stopped all that. So the rules have changed, and it's not as easy to get to be labeled as disabled as it once was. But I believe that they're still going to crack down more on, the disabilities. I also understand that there's going to be a work requirement for some of the people who are classed as disabled and they're receiving that SSI and SSDI, because they want them to work and to be able to contribute. You have to get your taxes. There's a FICA tax and then a SECA tax. That's if you're self-employed, or FICA comes out of your payroll. So just make sure that if you are disabled, that everything is in, that your paperwork is good with your doctor and everything, so that you're not accused of fraudulently getting benefits that you're not entitled to, because that, of course, that's a big thing with them trying to find all this fraud, waste, and abuse and that we're looking at today. So that is definitely one thing. And also, what was the other thing I found out? Oh, the thing with the people, with the files of people who are like 200 years old or 100 years old or something. So what I found out in just doing my research real quick, real simple, they have what is called a death master file. And it shows it has all the deaths that are reported to the Social Security Department since 1936, from 1936 to present. So maybe the Doge people got into the wrong file and figured out that these are the people who are not receiving checks because they have been reported as being dead. It says that you can download it. I wouldn't want to download it on my computer because like it would probably be a pretty big file. But everybody is in there that you can request it. Everybody is in that particular file. So I'm like, that 1936, it's 1936 to present, everyone. And prior to that, they probably just didn't have the records to put everyone in there, that passed away before then. But then too, Social Security was invented, I think, with 1935, 1936. So you wouldn't have a lot of records prior to that. But yeah, like that was a little quick. I was like, oh, okay. So that's how they do it. They have a death record, and you can go online. It's on the SSA.gov website, and it's under the FAQs. It's like the last thing it's under topics. It's the last thing there that says you can get that information. And there's also a spot that says for like genealogy purposes, you can also get information about a person who is deceased. And I think they charge you a fee for that, but you could get that as well. Just be patient with the Social Security. Of course, every governmental agency will be going through some trying times. A lot of people are being laid off. So when you have fewer workers, you have less people to handle the same amount of people that are already in the system. So let's just be patient. I'm a former customer service person. And, I was in the industry for many, many years, and people are not as patient as they should be with the customer service worker. It's not their fault that they don't have the staff to handle the volume that comes in. So sometimes you just have to give people grace, as you would expect grace in your job or your profession, whatever you're doing. And those people that are working in those places, they actually do care about their job and they're concerned about their job. But so you treat them good and they'll treat you good. Always say, the person who comes on that phone demanding and saying, oh, well, you better this and you better that, that person gets a hard time, as opposed to a person who is kind and considerate and that just, comes in and says, well, I know it's not your fault, but see how we could help you. People melt, and they'll bend over backwards to make sure that they can help you when you are kind and considerate. But when you're rude and mean, they're not going to help. I'm not going to say they're not going to help you. They're going to do their job, but they're not going to bend over backwards to do their job. Just say that. I was in the industry forever, and that is a true statement. So I'm also going to do a separate video on Medicaid, because that has a lot of little twists and turns in it as well. I hope this helps someone. But again, I encourage you, SSA.gov ssa.gov, to make sure that you're on the government website and not any other website. And thank you for stopping by Miss B's Corner. Hope you have a wonderful day.